Welcome to our 5 on 5. I'm pleased to be joined today by Jackson County District Attorney Beth Heckert. Beth, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. So you're here today because yesterday you sent an interesting press release. You have filed complaints with the Commission on Judicial Fitness and Disability after an order to qualify a judge from hearing cases involving your office was rescinded. This involves presiding judge of Jackson County, Judge Benjamin Bloom, and Judge David Orr. But I guess we got a lot to cover here. So I guess first, Judge Orr, a former Jackson County Deputy DA, has been recused from presiding over cases involving your office. When did that happen, and why is that?
So I filed an affidavit in July of 2021. There had been a number of cases that he had handled in a way that we didn't think was appropriate. And often judges disagree with what judges say, but these were cases where he had said, like, the rule is this, but I'm gonna do that, those types of things. And really for me, the straw that broke the camel's back was we had a sex abuse and tampering with witness charge that went to trial. And the jury came back and said they had a verdict on the tampering charges, but were hung on the sex abuse charges. And Judge Orr refused to accept their verdict. And so it ended up really having a big impact on that case because we ended up dismissing it later. And there's really no basis for a judge not to accept a verdict that a jury has lawfully come to.
Okay, and so you filed the paperwork with then presiding judge Lorenzo Mejia.
Yes.
To have him removed from cases involving your office. And what is that process like? And as I understand, Judge Ward did not fight that effort.
True, right. So he didn't contest it. So I personally took my letter over to Judge Mejia, explained to him why I was doing that. I'd never done that before on any cases in all my years as a prosecutor. Our office hadn't done that. So it was really a pretty unusual move to make, but I felt like we didn't have a choice. So Judge Mejia then spoke to Judge Orr. Judge Orr did not contest it, and so then Judge Mejia signed an order saying that he would no longer hear criminal cases.
Okay, and so, but things changed, and Lorenzo Mejia, Judge Mejia, has since retired. Judge Benjamin Bloom is now the presiding judge, and just for everybody, that's the head judge? Or is that,
yes.
How is that? Okay.
Yeah.
So Judge Bloom is now in charge there at the Jackson County Courthouse. So in October, in the fall, about 6 months ago, you two had a conversation. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was hearing some rumors that Judge Bloom was thinking about undoing the order. And the law has changed. So the 2023 legislature changed the law under Senate Bill 807 and made it a little bit more difficult for a prosecutor to remove a judge from all cases in a certain type of cases, like all criminal cases. Mm-hmm. So I was hearing some rumors that he was considering changing that based on the new law. And he called me after a few days and asked me to come over to his office. We had a long conversation in his office where I explained to him that I didn't believe the law was meant to be retroactive. That wasn't something discussed by the legislature. That there were still good reasons for Judge Orr to still not hear our cases. And I just really went over the reasons that I had originally affidavited Judge Orr with Judge Bloom.
And what did he tell you? Why did he tell you he was looking at doing this?
So he said it was because of the change of the law when we first talked. But as we talked, he also had told me that he wasn't going to move Judge Orr into criminal. He just wanted to undo the order. So then I said to him, you know, this feels very politically motivated, like you're doing this because you think Judge Orr might get someone to run against him. And Judge Bloom at that time admitted to me that it was political. He was trying to do a favor for a colleague. He was trying to support a colleague.
Yes, and of course, Judge Orr is running for re-election next month. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break because things changed last week. We're going to talk about that after this commercial break. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Jackson County District Attorney Beth Heckert. She has filed complaints against 2 Jackson County judges, presiding Judge Benjamin Bloom and Judge David Orr with the Commission on Judicial Fitness and Disability. We were talking before about the conversation you had with Judge Bloom in the fall. That in the end, he decided not to reverse the order for Judge Orr to hear cases involving your office.
That's correct. He called me and said he had changed his mind and wasn't going to set aside the previous order.
Okay, and then last week, things changed.
It did, yeah. So last week on April 17th, he called, left me a message saying he wanted to talk to me about what he had done with the recusal order. I returned his phone call that same morning, and in that conversation, he told me on the phone that he had vacated it, rescinded it, and that he had done it because of Senate Bill 807, the change of the law. And when I asked him, well, when did you do this? He told me he had done it the day before.
Okay, and did he tell you why he ended up making that choice? He said it was the change in the law, or for political reasons, or?
In that conversation, I didn't ask him if those political reasons. He'd already told me that. But I then called the court to ask for a copy of his order. I had told him on the phone I was disappointed that he had done this. It was a very short conversation. But I called the court and asked for a copy of his order. And then I also spoke with Judge Cromwell, who's another sitting judge in Jackson County. And it made a little bit more sense because he had actually signed the order the same day he spoke to me, not the day before, but he had backdated it one day, which is a legal process you can do. But it didn't make any sense to me what would make one day difference.
Sure.
So then when I spoke with Judge Cromwell, she told me that Judge Orr had told another media source that the order had been vacated the day before it had actually happened. And so then his backdating made a lot more sense because he was trying, I assume, to have what Judge Orr had told somebody be accurate when it wasn't.
And so certainly, I can assume 99.9% of our viewers have no idea what rules judges, district attorneys, everybody swims in different pools. But you believe that both judges have violated some rules regarding ethics?
Yeah, so there are different rules for judges. The Rule 2.2 says a judge shall not use their political position to gain personal advantage of any kind for the judge or for any other person. So I think that is really, Judge Bloom used his political position or his office to try to get some favor for Judge Orr by vacating my order, the order that was in place, and Judge Orr, by asking Judge Bloom, received a personal benefit. So they both were doing it for the personal benefit of Judge Orr, in my opinion.
And I imagine the process of investigating this for the commission, these things take months. Or is any kind of estimate? Any guess?
I don't have any idea. I've never done a judicial fitness complaint before, so I filed those yesterday. I assume it is a process that probably does take a period of time. I don't know how public the process is actually either. So, but I just really felt that it was wrong to put the state at a disadvantage for, well, in turn, you're trying to support your colleague, if that was really your reasoning. And if he had wanted to do it because of the law change, he would have done it in January when the law came into effect, not just a month or a little bit over a month before the election.
Okay, complicated stuff, but we appreciate you breaking it down for our viewers, obviously, in this interview. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.